Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Hello, everybody. Looks like I'm flying solo today, which is not something I've been at all good at. Without somebody to bounce stuff off of, I'm pretty much lost here. So, technically, Earth Day was yesterday, but I thought it was something that was important to cover, especially since current administration seems to be very set on destroying the Earth. So, if there's anyone out there who can join in with me, yeah, there's the link is in the Discord. For some reason, Twitter is no longer showing me the MidAmerica group. So if anybody who is in that group could try to add me back into it, I have no idea what happened. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't get in the Discord group yet. Hold on. Okay. Now it's in the Discord. I don't know what happened with the MidAmerica group. I don't know if it's just knocked me out of it or if it deleted the group or what happened. So let's see, in the side chat, I see Commander and My Unfinished Journey and Tori. So, well, if anybody has any questions for me, now would be a good time. Oh. So what can I bore you with? Yeah, I wasn't here last week because last week was a very strange and overly intense week for me. And in particular, when Wednesday morning showed up, I was really taken aback because Wednesday usually follows Tuesday, and I didn't have a Tuesday last week. I don't know what happened to it. It just wasn't there. Which I need to talk to my therapist about, and unfortunately, because I thought Wednesday morning was Tuesday, I missed my therapy appointment. So can anybody see the MidAmerica group on Twitter, the private chat group? Oh, and we have on the sofa. How are you doing? You're certainly welcome to join in if you want to. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with Jenni either, because I have texted her and she's not responded, and I tried to call her.
Hi.
Yeah, I tried to call Jenny and it just went over to the voicemail. I
Uh-oh.
don't know what's going on with her at this point. Which, obviously has left me very concerned.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but yeah, the last I heard that they were, moving her to a new facility that was, closer to Rochester because that's where, all of her friends are.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happened or if she's lost her phone or what, but I have not been able to reach her by any of the usual means.
Also, haven't seen her on Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
Usually she puts something on there, but
Yeah. Ned, speaking of Twitter, can you still see the MidAmerica chat group?
I'll have to look for it first
because it was there. It was there last night, and my internet went down for some maintenance, and it's not there now. And I know that Mage had left me a message, but I didn't get to read it.
I can't get here on Twitter on this computer.
Oh, okay.
And I had problems of getting on Twitter anywhere. Even my laptop wouldn't work, and my laptop is downstairs. Oh, so.
Jen says Tam Bondi's last great act of defiance was labeling the MidAmerica group as terrorists. I could see that happening. Actually, my trans support group was labeled as a terrorist cell.
Yeah. It is, yeah, what can I say? America has really, so as they say in England, she's gone off the frigging pipe.
Yeah, well, Trump should have been removed from office long ago. Unfortunately, it requires a member of his own party to start the process, so we're not going to see that happen.
Well, I think they're scared of Trump.
You what?
That they are scared of Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Same as they were scared of Hitler.
Yeah, but to invoke the 25th Amendment has to start with J.D. Vance, the vice president, sending a letter to Congress.
Yeah.
So we know that's not going to happen. And the only other way it could happen would require a 2/3 majority in the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
And since the Republicans still have a slim majority there, we know that's not going to happen either.
Yeah.
And this is why the two-party system sucks.
Yeah, I know that. We have, I don't know how many parties we have here, but it's about 15. From real small to the bigger ones. And we always have to have a coalition.
Yeah. I think the U.S. needs to get up to do, like at least 5 parties. And I think it would be best if it's a prime number because, then you're not going to get a 50-50 vote on anything.
And then it is like we have no electoral college, or how do you call it?
Yeah, the electoral college is a mistake.
And we don't have districts. We have just one country with so many people that vote, and the votes count as one, and it is no matter where you're from.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Jinx, you said perhaps in January. I have hope. In that time, he can have destroyed the earth.
Yeah. Well,
I once saw this short thingy on YouTube that there was a guy that Trump wanted to have the nuclear codes, but one general refused. So I don't know if that was true. He had some things in the background running. He had something that showed some stuff, but still, it is fucking scary.
I have only been able to survive the Trump administration by my headcanon that someone had made an intentional typo in the nuclear codes that they gave to Trump so that they wouldn't work.
Oh, that would be something.
Yeah, well, that's keeping that thought is the only way I've been able to, stop from going into a total panic meltdown while Trump's been in control. Hey, Commander, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. How things going?
We're
Right.
waiting. We're waiting for Jenny. We don't know what happened to Jenny because the phone goes right away to voicemail and stuff.
Now, I missed my own chat last week. Was Jenny here last week?
I don't believe she was.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one that we had about guitars and harmonicas and stuff? Yeah. Well, but she wasn't there either.
That's funny. It was supposed to be about bananas.
Yeah. Yeah. But everywhere you go, so.
There are guitars everywhere here and look like a guitar factory exploded. It's a good thing.
Yeah. I was never learned to play myself. I miss Slothgirl playing the guitar.
I was started when I was like 8 years or something, and it was just because the girl next door was also on guitar lesson, and we had a guitar, and it was a splendid way to get rid of me for an hour in a week of my parents. Not that I was this awful or something, or my parents were this awful, but they thought it was a good idea, and it was. Mm-hmm. And then after a year, or a year and a half, I stopped with it. And then I went to the camping, and there came all kinds of new people because it was a new camping that was just starting. And then there came new members with girls. Mm-hmm. So if there's one thing to impress girls, if you can play the guitar, so that I started again, and
yep.
And I never stopped. A lot of guys start this way.
Yeah. There is one couple I know that she is so far out of his league. All I can think is she must really love his music. Because I can't find any other way to account for how a guy like that got a woman like that.
Now, I once was with a friend of mine. He is a gypsy, full-blood gypsy. And he had uncles, and they played gypsy jazz. And I came there, and they started to play, and I say, I'm never going to touch a guitar again. And then they say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. And then they simplified it, and I played with them. And later on, I saw these guys again on television, and it turned out to be the Rosenberg Trio.
Ah.
And these guys are world famous.
Yep. Oh, so we have the Happy Heretic.
Oh, another one.
Another person from Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was the Dutch heretic for a long time.
Yeah, Happy Heretic I know from Apostate Babes group.
Yeah, it was. That was in my time that I really was going after religion.
Yeah. Well, I have said many times that the most common reason for a guy to change religions is to get with a cute girl. I have seen that happen many times in my life.
Yeah, I think Commander has problems. She had problems with the computer with the drivers of NVIDIA and stuff, and she's constantly busy doing it. And we went to Harlingen. That's the harbor town here. About about a 15 minutes ride, and we got there for a refrigerator because I need the compressor. And we done a lot of stuff because the day is coming closer. Yeah, I know the Rosenberg trios are brothers from Holland, and they were the uncles of a friend of mine.
Ah. Hey, Demon Orb.
Orby.
Okay. And now we got people coming in. I appreciate you guys jumping on with me. Like I said, I know that Major left me a note that he had something happening today. But, yeah, I didn't get to read the note, and my whole service provider went down to do some maintenance. And when I got back on today, I can't see the MidAmerica group. So I don't know if Twitter deleted the group or if I've just
I've seen it. I've seen it recently.
Yeah, well, I saw it last night, and then my whole service provider was down for maintenance all night.
But if I have to check, I need to go downstairs to see in my computer, in my laptop.
Well, if you can check this evening sometime.
I'll be right back.
So, Journey, what's been up with you? Or are you just kind of half there while you're working? Beam me up, Bob. Is Bob controlling the transporter now? So, yeah, like I said, I am really, really bad at monologuing. I never know what to talk about if I don't have something prepared, like now. I could go on about some of my conspiracies, like why we need to be compassionate to people who like pineapple on pizza, at least until we can find a way to safely remove the malfunctioning brain chips.
Yeah. MidAmerica -1 sloth is still on Twitter.
Okay, well, somebody needs to invite me back into the group.
And Commander had the computer froze, so he had to restart. Everything. Yeah.
Okay, I'd wondered why he had dropped off. Or she. Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Commander again.
Yeah, I'm back. My computer froze.
Have you tried keeping it in a warmer location?
Oh, that's counterproductive. Computers freeze when they get hot.
Yeah, that is totally like an oxymoron or something. Freezing when it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that in a movie once. When someone called the
No
guy,
demon orbs.
he called the guy an
Stop
oxymoron.
the,
He said, "I'm not an ox and I'm not a moron."
What were you saying,
stop the
Commander?
stupidity's not here yet. I
Yeah.
have become as
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary then for you and Delilah there.
5 Gotcha Day? What is that?
I'm assuming they mean it's the anniversary of when they adopted their pet.
Oh, or so. I never bought a pet. I never adopted a pet. It was just someone came at my door, a friend of mine or whatever, or family, with a kitten and a basket and some food and said, "Here, you have a cat."
I've had a lot of those over the years, but
And
Petunia and Sammy-san and Ethan, we got all of them from shelters.
yeah, and my last cat died when he was like 13 years old in the summer. And then the one who helps me to clean the house came up. "I have a cat for you because you cannot be without a cat." And now we have this partially what is it? Bengal cat.
Yeah.
And this cat is so weird. It is sitting there washing himself on the couch, and then I have to sit there and I just shove him to the other side of the bench, and he doesn't miss a lick. He's just going. It has become normal to just slide him to another
he
place.
also gets a vacuum.
Yeah. Well,
Just slide him to.
since I have an empty space now, a friend of Molly's has a cat that needs a new home because her friend's roommate has a dog that is just harasses the cat and stresses her out terribly. So the cat needs a better place to live.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get things cleaned up here, and I need to put a screen door across the hallway then, so that the new kitty and Ethan can get used to each other without going at it.
Okay. Well, we have a mic on the sofa.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
How is everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
As far as I can tell, I'm still existing.
Yeah, we too. No,
Yes,
no atom bombs yet. No stuff, but we're all a little bit worried about Jenny.
oh dear.
Yeah, we have not heard from Jenny all week, and we don't know what's going on. But which was really weird because in any case, I had talked to Jenny, and she had said that she had, given my number to her brother, so that if she was reached a point that she couldn't respond anymore, that he would give me a call and let me know what was going on, and that hasn't happened.
We'll hope that she's okay and she'll be here, or she'll be here next week.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's just something. They were talking about moving her to another location.
Okay, my
So,
unfinished
I'm
journey
hoping
talked
it's
to
just-
Jenny on Saturday.
What?
My unfinished journey in the chat says I talked to Jenny on Saturday.
Okay, well,
So that's
Jenny,
possible.
what kind of update can you give us then, since you're the one who's talked to her more recently? I had tried to text and call her, and I had gotten no response yet. But I'm glad to hear somebody talk to her over the weekend. So, Mike, how you been doing? I know you've gotten back into doing your regular politics show.
Yeah. I've been doing that every Thursday. Every Thursday, 10 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm usually haven't been able to catch you live, but I've always been watching the reruns the next day.
Yeah. I think that's what most people do. To be fair.
It's just 10 p.m. What time zone?
Oh, British. Yeah, Greenwich
Okay,
Mean
okay.
Time.
Yeah, I'm Dutch, so we have 1 hour difference. That's doable.
Okay, cool. But I haven't been feeling very good today. But every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, I'll have a day when I wake up feeling really fatigued to the point where I literally can't move.
Mike, you're getting older.
Oh,
Possibly, yeah. And that was today's been one of those days.
well,
But I'm
I
over
hope
it. I'm over the worst of it now, though.
I hope it's not something more serious, but I do think you should consult a doctor about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I've had bloods taken but they and a few other tests done, and they don't know. They don't. The doctor just said, that's to be expected at your age.
Yeah, well, they're telling me things like that too, and I'm just I just don't want to be my age. So okay, Journey is saying that Janie's having difficulty talking at this point. So
Okay.
Jen says Jay's been abducted by the Witness Protection Program. At least she's away from the silly flirts. Yeah, well, I can see that the government would take her away if they thought there was some chance of her leaking the information, because I'm sure she's got stuff that she can blackmail some of the government officials with.
I have some black paper that I can send them in a black envelope.
Well, that's blackmail of a different kind. It's just black.
Yeah, I know.
And it's mail.
Something that I've even whispered in my head.
My neighbor's an African man, so he's blackmail.
True, there are all sorts of blackmail, I guess, not just having dirt on someone that they don't want to release and asking for stuff.
Yeah.
No, Ivy calls me a traitor for telling you that she whispers in my ear. She cannot whisper in my ear. She's in my head, not in my ear.
Okay, Journey, get in touch with me on Twitter later. Let me know more of what's going on, and I've got sounds like she's going down faster, and I've got to get over there to see her.
Holy poop.
Oh,
she's at HCMC. She is at HCMC then. Okay. Last time I talked to her, she was at a hospice home at a different location, but near there.
yeah, it's hard to see someone go that you loved for so long time.
Yeah, well, I went through that with Slothgirl, and yeah, and I'm sure Jenny too. She's like, she probably kind of doesn't want anybody to see her that way, but yeah. Hey, Scummer.
Mm. Ahoy.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get my back straight, get my vertebrae all lined up again. Oh. So, anyone else have anything interesting going on lately?
I'm just looking for work,
And we're preparing for the
hoping to
big
get
day next day.
meds. Yep.
Well, I've been out delivering leaflets for the Green Party. That's what I've been doing.
Ah,
It was something I did a few weeks ago for the Socialist Party in the Netherlands for the county elections, and I even got 16 or 18 votes for my non-starter political career.
Cool.
Yeah, a few
I was a
hundred
candidate.
leaflets got a few hundred leaflets in a bunch of mailboxes, got 16 votes.
Yeah, it was a
That
lot.
was 10 more than was thought was possible.
Yeah.
well, my favorite political story, is that the people who don't think one vote can count. In 2016, a man in Pennsylvania got elected to be a county judge by writing his own name on the ballot.
Yeah.
And it turned out there were more seats open than there were names listed on the ballot. So by the one vote, he got to be a judge.
Yeah. Now you have heard have you heard the story of Morris the cat in Mexico? There was the whole the county commission and everything there was so worthless. And then someone made this up and said, if you want to get rid of a rat, vote for a cat. and that was it couldn't be even, but also on that voting ballots there were all people who wrote Morris on the voting ballot, and Morris got even like something like 800 votes. And it is a cat.
There are a couple of towns in the U.S. that have cats or dogs as mayors. What were you saying?
I'm forgetting what congressional district I lived in when I lived in Virginia. That was like 7 years ago, or 6 years ago. But the congressional district that I lived in 2015 or 2017, the House of Delegates, it was decided by one vote, or it might have been the one before that. It used to be a very red district, but then Ray decided to get rid of Glenn Oder, who at least could say no to Donald Trump casinos and loan sharks. And then after Glenn Oder left, it went from a 70% red to a 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Republicans are getting hit hard. The Democrats are flipping a lot of seats on them lately.
Yeah, and then this win in Virginia.
Yep. Yeah, that was the Democrats' idea to start redistricting to get more seats, and some Democratic states are taking it up.
We don't have that here. Redistricting and all that kind of stuff. It's just one person, one vote.
Well, also, the Republicans started it with Texas, which was very irregular, because normally the redistricting only takes place once every 10 years when the results of the census come out. Just because, the number of people in the district will decide, how many representatives they get.
Yeah,
mid-districting is just saying, I'm going to get my ass handed to me, so I want to rig it so that I can't lose. And then that's what caused a whole bunch of other places to say, I will see your 5 congressional seats and raise you 5 more. And the Republicans have gerrymandered the fuck out of so many states, there isn't much to squeeze. But the states the Democrats run, the congressional representation is more or less the percentage you get when you get statewide races. So there's a lot more Democrats can squeeze if they gerrymander.
Yeah, well, and some of the Republican stuff has backfired on them, because in order to get more seats, they wind up squeezing the margin, smaller and smaller. And with so many people upset with Trump and the Republicans now, when they've squeezed their advantage too small, that's why they've lost several seats.
It really does suck, though. I am surprised that Trump hasn't tried to immediately get rid of all elections this far. I know he wants to. I know he wants to have ICE agents at every polling place harassing people.
Well, Trump's been trying to, but he can't because elections are run by the individual states. So the federal government really has no authority on how the states run their elections.
Oh, I see. I did wonder.
Yeah, that's the one thing that stopped him. Okay. Godless Scummer says he tried to add me back to the MidAmerica group, but it says that I'm the administrator. However, it does not let me see the group.
Oh, that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Twitter is shit.
It's weird that you can't enter your own group.
Yeah, well, I had mentioned the idea of abandoning Twitter and just going to doing it all on my Discord, and didn't really get anyone responding to it. But
I'm not on Twitter anymore, so... Well, I technically have an account. I just haven't touched it.
Yeah, and I gave
almost a year.
And I gave my Twitter account to Ivy, so...
I left Twitter for I wasn't on it for ages. But then when I started doing my political stream again, I thought, well, Twitter is still the main source of news these days.
The main zone of garbage also.
Well, yeah. you got to take the rough with the smooth, I suppose.
Yeah.
So when I got here to the Netherlands, I basically unplugged because it was weird to be on my phone constantly. And then once you unplug, and once you stop producing content, especially with the level of horrendous bullshit and how fast it comes up, one loses their ability to keep up with it.
Yep.
And I keep wanting to wait to add more and more and more to the things that I do. And I realize I can't cover it all.
Yeah.
Well, I do recommend that everybody, should take at least a couple of days a month away from social media.
Yeah.
I tried to get a lot of my friends that I have, or that Ivy has found on Twitter, to get them over to Blue Sky, but not everyone is willing to go. And as soon as everyone is over to Blue Sky, I can say, then Ivy can say bye-bye, shitter.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm on Twitter is because Blue Sky still does not have any private groups.
Oh, that will come. Blue Sky has to grow. It is very hard to be. You need a lot of money to start up a big platform. Look at the hosting and everything. It will.
Yep. I understand.
It needs to become profitable first, and I can't believe that the Twitter, or shitter as Ivy called it, is really profitable as it is now.
Well, as long as they
there's
can get
plenty of
advertising money.
fuckwits on Twitter, so you never run out.
Yeah,
I was responding to God the Scummer.
The number of normal people is dwindling on Twitter.
Yeah.
As long as Seth Andrews and Aaron Ra are still there, and some other of these people, I'm okay.
Nope.
So I do have Shen Von twisting in the Shen Vought, actually. So I was going to try to make a joke about Vought like his own Homelander because of how horrendous Shen Vought is and how horrendous Vought in the boys is. But it's funny to see how these assholes are twisting in the wind, trying to justify Donald Trump being their new messiah.
Yeah.
And I made too much of a production. I should have just had the stream and ripped the heck out of it, rather than trying to say, okay, this makes no sense according to any reasonable logic of anyone who has a brain, but does this even make sense according to the religion, what was coming out of his face? And of course it doesn't. It doesn't make sense by secular logic, nor the logic found in the Bible. It literally is something else entirely.
I'm convinced
it makes no sense.
I'm convinced he's got dementia. Because my dad had dementia, and when I look at Trump, when I look at how he behaves and how he speaks, and how and his and just his face, just his facial expressions, it reminds me of my dad in his final years.
Yeah, there have been a number of professional psychologists and psychiatrists who have come out and pointed out how he's showing a number of symptoms of dementia. And this is a case that if anyone in the Republican Party had a backbone, they should have removed him. They should have realized that he was no longer capable of handling the job before he started the war with Iran. But they're not going to do anything about it.
It could be because they're making a shit ton of money as well.
Yeah.
It's also the sycophancy.
Yeah. They all
And
laugh at his
also,
jokes, yeah.
George W. Bush said being in charge means never having to say you're sorry. So there's that end of it too, where so many people with a third grade reading level who don't understand the way the world works were told that they were geniuses by grifters.
Yeah.
And then anyone who understands how things work says, no, that's not. And they're like, yeah, that's how it works, libtard. I'm going to show you. Then they can't they have so much pride in their own heart, so to speak. And I'm using that language purposefully.
Yeah.
That they can't then say, oh, I fucked it. And that goes down to the individual voters too, because they sunk so much of their own personal shit into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ivy says in the chat. For some reason, I suddenly got a lot of chats in Japanese, and I never, except for one friend, I never reacted to someone in Japan or something, but all in Japanese, and now I have to answer them in Japanese, and my Japanese is non-existent. I can say good morning, gozayo, ohayo gozaimasu, and that's all. That is weird. I really think that the algorithm thinks Japanese means anime means Japanese. Well, it says in the bio that Ivy is a made-up Dutch anime character, but yeah,
that probably is.
And the more I block these dumb, fundamentalist Christian magas, the more I get in my feed. That there is something seriously wrong with Twitter.
Well, the algorithm
just
does not
promotes
understand the
right-wing
concept.
nonsense.
Sorry. The logarithm does
Finish what
not.
you're going to say, which is...
The logarithm does not understand the concept of not. So it's like it shows you these things because it can't understand whether you are for or against something.
Yeah.
So it continues to show you stuff you hate just because you happen to use a keyword related to it.
And I'm constantly making these anti-religion memes. And I've once almost got someone to go into a discussion with Ivy. But when it came to the point that it was just only memes, so I blocked this idiot. I don't like Twitter anymore.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm okay. I can't seem to get myself the right way up at the moment.
Yeah, I thought you were halfway to Australia.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Up.
I think I'm gonna get rid of the camera, to be honest. Okay.
Nice to see you for the first time.
Yeah.
I put my Discord link in the YouTube chat there, and please, everybody, join that because, if Twitter is giving me problems with the private groups, there is no reason for me to stay on Twitter anymore. If I can't access the private groups.
So I'm going to go back to my avatar.
Doesn't really look like you.
It would have looked like me a few years ago before I cut all my hair off.
Okay. At least mine looks a little bit like me. And I have Ivy on my shoulder.
I need a new avatar because my current avatar is the one I got years ago, and I no longer have the. Well, as you can see, I no longer have brown hair. I have it's going whiter and whiter with each passing day.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit whiter in my beard than you are. I was less like you something like 10 years ago.
All right.
And I have a few gray hairs, so fuck.
First I was Ned the Gray, and now I'm Ned the White, like Gandalf.
So that avatar literally is a photograph of me, sir.
My avatar looks generally like me, except that Junie, for some reason, seems to think that I'm about 30 years younger and 30 pounds lighter than I am. That and the brow horns should be longer.
Hey, there we have Mage.
Hey, Mage.
Well, it's Molly's birthday today,
Okay.
and nothing has gone right today.
Sorry.
So what else is new?
Yeah, Mage, I know you had left me a message.
Yeah.
For some reason today, Twitter won't let me see the MidAmerica group, so I didn't get to read the message.
That's weird. I was just saying I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it in.
I was going to say, according to Twitter, you are still in there and still the admin, Perp. So So, like I put in the live chat, it's Elon's Twitter works as well as Elon's Cybertruck.
Yeah. And of course they replaced the messaging system, the DM system in there. There was something worse.
Talking about Cybertruck, you know that Cybertruck is absolutely 100% illegal in Europe.
Yeah.
I heard that story about someone who imported a Cybertruck to England and he drove around in it and it got impounded.
Yeah, it doesn't meet the safety standards.
None of them.
Well, for me, I woke up with arthritis in my shoulder, which is nice throbbing pain all the way down to my fingers.
And we let Reliant Robbins on our road, which I think on the sofa will understand that reference.
Yeah.
But you know,
I saw one of those the other day, actually.
Are those the three-wheel cars?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When you want to ride a Reliant Robin, you have to do a separate course, I think, because I saw Jeremy Clarkson do it, and he was more on his side than on.
Yeah, you can actually drive one of them on a motorcycle license in the UK.
Yeah.
Or at least you used to be able to. I don't know.
Same here.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Because it counts as a trike.
My uncle used to have one.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody bring one into the US, but they would also qualify as a motorcycle in the US.
I've seen them before, but very rarely.
Britain has appeal.
Yeah. Well, there's an old joke between a hedgehog and a rabbit, and the rabbit's asking the hedgehog, says, "When you cross the road at night, how do you stay safe?" And he says, "Well, what you do is you see a car coming, you get right between the centre of the lights, curl up into a ball, and the car will go right over you." So the rabbit goes out and tries that. And then splat, the rabbit gets it, and then the hedgehog's like, "Oh shit! I forgot to remind him of that Reliant Robbins."
Yeah, but England also got the Peel car, P-E-E-L, yeah, like an Emma Peel.
Oh, yeah.
One person fits in it, and it has also 3 wheels. Jeremy Clarkson once drove through the studio through the BBC studio, and it was even when in the news you saw him riding behind the readers.
To be honest, about the only nice thing I can actually say about Jeremy Clarkson is he's actually punched Piers Morgan. And that's about the nicest thing I can say about him.
Yeah, he's not funny anymore. Used to be.
Yeah, the car I've wanted that was never sold in the U.S. was the Citroen Deux Chevaux.
Oh yeah.
Just because right in the design they stressed ease of maintenance. That it was part of the design criteria that a farmer in the field should be able to do 80% of the maintenance with 5 tools.
Yeah.
And the 5 tools were a toolkit that was included with the car when you bought it.
Yeah, I know. And and when you drove it, it was like you were on sea. You were like the waves on the sea. And then people say, yeah, but when you go through a curve, you will fall over. But that absolutely would never happen with that.
Now, the one I really wanted was the Sahara, which was their 4-wheel drive model.
Yeah, but it was with 2 motors, one in the back and one in the front.
Yeah, it had 2 completely independent drivetrains, so you could literally blow out a motor and still drive home.
It's I'm sort of the thing I'm just loving about the only thing I'm saying I can loving about the Cybertruck is it's actually an even more disastrous vehicle than the Sinclair C5, and that is saying something.
What about the Sinclair C5? Is that some kind of bicycle, or does it have an electric motor? I never understood these things.
Yeah, it had like an electric motor, but I think you had to sort of pedal it to start it, sort of thing. It was
That's right.
But the irony is, I think honestly, like Clive Sinclair thought that this was going to change transport when it really wasn't, and it was just like if he marketed it as a sort of expensive toy, he actually might have made some money with it.
Well,
you know, if
you know where I saw it for the first time? Whoops.
Sorry.
You know where I saw it for the first time? In Spitting Image.
Yeah.
Oh, now you pedal it to start it. Then in the US, it wouldn't even qualify as a motorcycle. It would qualify as a moped, which would mean that you could get a license to drive it at 14 in most states.
Yeah, the Sinclair. I would have to have one of these.
I will say that there's a bit of a myth, though, that it was the C5 that completely destroyed Sinclair's business, which it really wasn't so much the C5. It was a computer called the QL that really killed Sinclair.
Yeah.
Oh, was it related then? I didn't even know.
Yeah, that was the thing that really was the death knell for like because obviously Sinclair made their money in like the computers, and but like the C5 was set up as a separate company, as a separate company. It was the QL that was the Sinclair QL computer that really killed Sinclair as a business.
My first computer was a Sinclair Spectrum.
Yep.
Well, I think that was most people in the UK. Actually, mine was slightly different. Mine was an Atari 800, but most people my age, their first computer was either a Sinclair Spectrum or if you knew who the kids who had money were, if they had a C64.
Yeah,
that's what I had. The Commodore 64.
Yeah, I started with the Commodore 64, but before I bought it, I was seriously considering the ZX81.
That's predecessor
really,
to the Spectrum,
the only reason I didn't go for it was that I hated the keyboard. You know, if they had offered a normal keyboard as an accessory you could plug in, I probably would have gone with the Sinclair.
Yeah, because Sinclair, they had to sort of deal with was it Timex in the US or something?
Yeah, they were tied in with Timex.
And does anyone remember the MSX computer? The MSX?
No, But I remember the BBC Electron.
I remember
the MSX was like, I think it was something that from early Microsoft, and I had an MSX computer, and there was someone who could put a diskette drive, a floppy drive, to this MSX, and then you got MSX DOS.
But yeah, I remember you mentioned it there. I remember the BBC Micro quite well. It's obviously made by Acorn computers. But yeah, that was like the computer every school in the UK had in the 80s, was the Micro.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother was taking a marketing class, and one of their assignments was, to come up with a promotion thing and, like present it to the class. And his was semi-sarcastic, but what he had done was a cereal box that said it gave you a free Sinclair computer. So it's like, yeah, he put the computer in the box, and there was just enough room for like one serving of the cereal with it.
Yeah, now you have a Raspberry Pi that can outperform any computer from that era.
Well, just your cell phones.
Yeah,
calculator can do it.
Yeah,
first cell phones, the first smartphones that came out had more computing power than the whole Apollo program.
That was what I was going to say. That your average cell phone's got more computing power than what originally sent man to the moon, and
way more.
But then again, it's again. I don't know how much you've been watching of this, but the flat earthers copium over the Artemis mission has been quite spectacular to watch.
I haven't kept up on that. How are they pulling their hair out?
That's the usual thing: CGI, AI. They made a big deal out of the fact that the launch took place on the 1st of April.
Yeah, it must have been an April Fool's Day.
Yeah, there's. I mean, to be honest, I sort of like, I hadn't really paid much attention to what flat earthers were doing for a while, but then it's like saw a couple of things, and then. So it's like, then watch one of FTFE's streams, and it's like, yeah, okay, they are freaking out over Artemis.
And they're calling everything CGI. Like something that you can do live.
Yeah. And it's like,
you really can't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think that the flat earthers, to me, they can't even come out with a decent conspiracy about the Artemis program, because I just spitballed one the other day that the reason that America is going back to the moon is Trump is desperately trying to find somewhere to bury the Epstein files.
Well, obviously, it never actually happened. It was all
that
AI.
would work.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, obviously, it never actually happened. It was all AI.
Yeah. AI's, but with flat earthers a few years ago, it was everything CGI. Now it's AI. It's like.
Yeah, AI can do something. The whole CGI is like old news now.
Well, you could tell it wasn't AI because all of the astronauts had 5 fingers on each hand.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard this argument that you can tell it's AI because he had a hand with 5 fingers.
Yeah.
I heard that just yesterday.
But in the beginning, a hand could have 5, 6, 7 fingers. I tried to make an AI Ivy and with a guitar, and I only got two pictures where she really had both hands had 5 fingers.
Yeah. Well, this is of course the classic thing of like flat earthers, that they'll say that, oh, this is all AI, it's a big hoax or whatever, and yet in the next thing they'll complain that if this was real, that this should be this should be live streamed 24/7 in like 4K or whatever by NASA. It's like,
and now they have it.
It's like pick a lane.
And now
guys.
they have it. They don't believe it.
Yeah, it's like guys, pick a lane. Either this is all like some you expect some elaborate production, or this is AI slop. Like, just pick a lane, guys. Pick a lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Orion had cameras outside, inside, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in an argument all last week because just in the comments on somebody's video that he had said that, AI, one of his sources was consulting with AI. And I started questioning him on that. And he's just been all defensive about saying that, no, that was ChatGPT did that, but, AI is better than that.
What? ChatGPT is AI.
Yeah.
Well, I found it rather depressing yesterday to see one of my childhood heroes arguing with Grok over chemtrails. It's like it's probably why it's not a good idea. People, don't have your childhood heroes be sports stars, all right? They will disappoint you.
Yeah.
The only time I'll argue with the AI like that is if I'm just having fun.
Mm.
Yeah. Well. Oh, had something. Anyway, Mage, you started to talk about your day. Did you have more you wanted to say?
Yeah, I had a lot more going on. So after my waking up with arthritis in my shoulder, I checked Google Maps for the dog bakery I usually get Molly's cake from, and they were permanently closed.
Oh.
Wow.
So I walked Molly, and during her walk, she ate something and threw up. Fortunately, outside. Finally, my friend came down with a cupcake with cupcakes for her and us, and a toy for her. So at least things got turned around a little bit. That's the reason why I was late.
I can actually tell you the last time I ever ate a cupcake, and it was live on YouTube. For some reason, I'm pretty sure I was addressing Matt Powell for some reason for that. I don't know, For those who remember, we always nicknamed Matt Powell Cupcake. I mean, I don't want to play into the whole like stereotype of all like homophobic hate preachers are secretly gay, but if I was to put money on one of them having a secret Grindr account, it's going to be Matt Powell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure plenty of them do.
Well, yeah, otherwise it wouldn't blow up everywhere the Republicans have a convention.
Yeah, but it has there's something to it, because these Republicans that are so homophobic, they are so homophobic and so morally against against the gay, because they are gay, and they are literally mortified that it would come out.
Well, and when you hear them talking about trans women, it's obvious they have a fetish. Yeah, they have fetishes for trans women and for impregnation. And who was it? Like a week or so ago, one of them actually said that we need to increase the rate of teen pregnancy.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was at CPAC, and they were like, "You're not having enough kid." Oh, that's probably the eugenics because
Yeah.
people with lighter colored skin aren't having as many kids
Yeah,
as
that was part
people
of it.
who.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, there wasn't our former prime minister at CPAC this year.
Liz Truss, yeah, she was.
Yeah, the lettuce. Yeah.
Yeah. She's gone full red pill, Liz Truss.
Well, to be fair, she's got nowhere else to go. Quite frankly, I mean, I mean, she literally, was the most inept prime minister in British history. The thing was the way, and honestly, you'll agree with it. Be the way on this sort of statement, the way a lot of people would say about the Conservative Party in Britain, or there was a lot of people would say, well, we don't like them, they're nasty, but you can trust them with the economy. You'd always hear that. Liz Truss blew that myth out of the water in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, being the most inept seems to be going around lately.
Yeah.
What exactly does inept mean?
Incompetent, unable to do their job.
But you have also people that are socially inept. What?
Yeah, socially inept just means that they don't.
That would be unable to read a room.
Yeah.
I seen this woman that was I cannot remember her name, but she was on the shills, calling herself socially inept, and she is one of the nicest persons around.
Yeah, well, a lot
now
of people with
Amy is
autism
not
realize-
self-deprecating, but I think that's like, I think maybe it was her because she's the nicest.
Oh, Amy's lovely.
One of the nicest people from there.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her in like forever. Amy is lovely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to her since the shills reformatted to just being Dick and Dunk and not having anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of occasionally will pop in. I haven't like really watched the shills as much as I used to. So I always used to get on with everyone on that channel though. So I've never, but I haven't really. I know there's always been a few internal things over the years with them, but I've sort of stayed out of a lot of it.
Yeah, I never understood the politics, but I used to enjoy.
Oh yeah, I was always happy any time I got invited on.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it was about nothing. It was just like flat earthers and
yeah. I was. I mean,
so I had so much.
Go on.
I don't know what you're gonna say. Oh, I was just gonna say when I was on there, I had so much fun doing it. It was worth $200-300 a week for me to give up to be able to just hang out and joke around.
Yeah,
but I mean, some people like you're doing it to be famous. No, I basically gave up that kind of money because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I felt actually like genuinely honored to get invited on there one time.
Yep.
And the first time I was on there, they had two guests on the show, and it was myself and Conspiracy Cats, and I'm like conspiracy, where I am as a YouTuber with a few hundred subscribers and where Conspiracy Cats is, I'm like, yeah, why am I getting equal billing with this guy? You know what I mean? And Cats actually subscribed to my channel and said, "Oh, I like your stuff, Jeff." And I was like, God, I felt like praise from Caesar,
Yeah. Well, that's actually where I met Commander, was when we were doing the shills together.
Yeah.
Also once was in the shills.
Yeah, I was the only one who live streamed. I was the only one who live streamed on a regular basis outside of Starsky to have gone to Ukraine during the war. Obviously, he was there during the war. Some people were not happy about that, but it was on my dime and my time.
Well, I was just worried about it. You know, I mean, going into an active war zone doesn't seem like a great vacation idea.
When I got to the border of the Ukraine from the Poland side, basically that moment, Tiny Captain's account started sending malicious exe file through Discord. So the Russians even bothered to hack him.
I still think, and for some reason, I still think if Ukraine would be a better place to host this year's World Cup than the United States.
Absolutely.
Well, they would probably get a better turnout. Trump is keeping people away from it.
I mean, considering the United States is actively at war with a country that's actually qualified for the World Cup, that should, you know.
Yeah, there's also problems with a couple of teams because they have trans members.
Haven't they actually stopped American citizens who were trans from getting back into the country? Like they went to Canada and then they were like told, sorry.
Yeah, there have been a couple of trans people that, because they changed the thing about the gender markers on the passports, that when they tried to come back into the country, they then claimed their passports were invalid because they changed the law while they were in Canada.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a lot of people sort of like a few weeks ago, sort of like tweeting at FIFA to remove the World Cup from the United States. And I'm going to just say this: anyone who's expecting FIFA to do the right thing, you're on a hide into nothing there, because their entire history they have given that tournament to. You know, they have such a dirty history as a sports governing body. I mean, like 1934, they gave the World Cup to fascist Italy.
And then,
1978, they gave it to the military regime in Argentina. They give it to Putin's Russia, Qatar. They're giving it to the Saudis.
And let's not forget Trump's FIFA Peace Prize.
Yeah, I mean,
they can wear and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even in what they often call like the 1960s, like the glory age of FIFA, and it's like, no, actually, the president of FIFA in the 1960s was this English guy called Stanley Rouse, who was a complete racist. Who, when all the African nations wanted to expel South Africa from FIFA over apartheid, Stanley Rouse overruled them, which is why every single African nation boycotted the 1966 World Cup in England. So, yeah.
And sorry, Purple, I just got the message. And the problem is, at least part of the problem is, I said I was available to meet anytime this week at 4 except Wednesday.
Yeah.
So naturally, the meeting got scheduled for Wednesday at 4.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hey,
Porpoise, how are you?
In 2028, Los Angeles is going to be hosting the Olympics, and the Olympic Committee is looking into the possibility of, can they ban Trump from attending?
Yeah.
So it's like the U.S. will be hosting the Olympics, and our president will not be allowed to attend.
I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah, well, basically they're saying that they can't find any reason against it, so the people who are arguing with them really have no ground to stand on.
Yeah, I know a reason why to to ban him to come there because he steals the prizes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
He steals them.
And he started more wars than any other FIFA Peace Prize winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was still complaining about the Nobel Peace Prize and Norway not letting him have it because he's saying that, with the wars that he has started, that he has saved millions of people.
I'm not sure he understands how this whole Nobel Peace Prize thing. Well, I mean, okay, to be honest, I will say this: the Nobel Peace Prize kind of lost a lot of credibility when it was given to Kissinger, quite frankly. But I mean, there was the joke in the 70s that satire is dead when Kissinger got the Nobel Peace Prize, but given it, if they gave it to Trump, that would not only would satire be dead, that would be pissing on its grave.
And then the person who got it was not that great either.
No, yeah, exactly.
Isn't bombing for peace kind of like screwing for virginity?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
War is peace. I mean,
I can't believe that story about him, like a general talking him out of like using nukes is still going around, even though there's no confirmation for it yet.
Well, see, that's the problem. Is that there's no confirmation, but it would be completely in character for him.
Yeah, well, confirmation bias. We all want to believe it because Trump would do something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's not outlandish. It's not like, like the moon theories or anything like that. It's like nobody can find a solid reason to shoot it down.
I
am entirely plausible.
I don't know much about nuclear weapons, but if Trump was to drop a nuke on Iran, wouldn't that have an adverse effect on Israel as well?
Oh yeah.
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 It'll have an adverse effect on the whole region.
Yeah, there would be fallout for everything within 1,000 miles.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And also trigger other countries to launch their nukes, and we'd basically go into a nuclear winter.
Basically, let's be honest, if we have global nuclear war, humanity is fucked. Is that simple?
Something they haven't mentioned yet about the war in Iran is that, they've been bombing some of the oil refineries and stuff. And there's been some mention of the black rain.
Yep. I've seen video of that. Right,
but nobody has mentioned what the effect of the black rain will be on years to come. But
probably pretty bad.
Well, isn't that going to make the soil, impossible for them to grow any crops in? Are they going to be able to grow food anymore?
Probably make a lot of people sick.
Yeah.
I don't know how fertile Iran is to begin with, but deserts are not known for their lush vegetation.
Yeah, sorry, I can't help you on this one. It's not my area of expertise.
But there were still a lot of family farms who were scratching out a living.
Oh, I'm not saying there's no fertile land. I'm just saying a lot of Iran probably isn't fertile land.
Yeah.
There are ways of growing in a desert.
Yeah, but isn't that just like the Sahara? Dump a load of water on it and everything grows. Perhaps it's the same in Iran.
Well, the whole Sahara, used to be a savanna, some thousands of years ago.
I've seen situations where they've converted its salt deserts into growable farms, so it's possible.
Well, in Egypt, the pyramids and all, they didn't build those pyramids in the desert. They built those pyramids in the savannah where it was lush, fertile soil for them to grow crops in.
It was probably why Egypt was able to thrive, as a empire,
Are you sure it wasn't because...
And also they had irrigation and a giant canal network, and
But
well,
are you
Egypt got started because the Nile had very predictable, flooding cycles every spring.
But are you sure it wasn't because the Egyptians had CNC machines and Turing complete devices, like Ben Van Kerwick says? God, he's an idiot.
Well, that and the sauropods acted as cranes to get the blocks up there.
Oh, yeah. Like the Flintstones.
Yep.
I have a video of the Thunderbirds helping building the pyramids.
Okay, the difference between what I said and what Purple said is that people believe what I just said, even though it's dead wrong.
And mine was a joke. I had a sarcastic barman do the narration of that video.
I have actually seen young Earth creationists pitch the idea that they used dinosaurs to help build the pyramids.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, young Earth creationists, I think some of them actually believe it.
Yeah.
Not the leaders, but I think some of them, like the people who don't have much of an education.
Yeah, it was somebody with a smaller YouTube channel that was pitching it.
Yeah, and what do they use as proof? Like there were these stones found in South America with pictures of people with dinosaurs. Only the dinosaurs looked like the dinosaurs from the Flintstones, and there was some guy who had them made.
Yeah.
They looked like a Flintstone, not like real dinosaurs at all.
Are you talking about those little stones that were painted? Yeah. You got them out of an old dinosaur book. That's why you use the base off of.
Yeah, and once that got going,
it was a doctor, I believe.
Yeah, but once they got going, some of the people who lived there realized that painting these stones was a good way to make money off of tourists.
Yeah.
Well, and then it ended up being a good way for my country to steal stuff from there and get tourists into our museums.
What's that noise?
So it's probably me. I'm moving around at the moment. Sorry, I'm mute.
I mean, has anyone seen Jenny today? I know got in late. Is she? Well, she's not okay, but was she able to get in today?
I
haven't seen her today. Unfurnished Journey said he talked to her Saturday, so that's the last we've heard from her.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, there could be any number.
Did say that she was seeming very weak to the point it was difficult for her to talk.
I was going to say there could be any number.
I've been.
I didn't. Until like I was popped in here, I didn't even know she was ill. So that's how long I've been out of things, really.
Yeah, she's dying.
Yeah.
Oh Christ.
They've told her that she only has at most a few months left.
And that was a few months ago.
Yeah.
So she's right on the deadline here, literally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. Well, yeah, I say okay. I know you, obviously, like I said, I've been out of things for a little while. So, but obviously, that's probably not the greatest news to add all day. So,
if someone can put a link to her fundraiser, her coffee, in the chat.
No, she wanted people to be able to joke about it, so instead of being down.
Yeah, but also, I can see that Jenny, if she started to slide down further, like, doesn't want anybody to see her that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you could just if someone can put the link to our fundraiser in the chat, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't have it, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you give me a minute, you guys keep talking, and I can find her profile here.
I would try and do like some morbid humor about it, but I'd only do that if Jenny was in the live chat doing jokes herself or something. Honestly,
I don't think there's anything that funny about it. So,
but it is just if she might see this live stream,
I know.
We all love her.
that's kind of what I mean by it, And I think, I can see Jenny might appreciate some morbid humor. Yeah, there is.
Oh yeah,
you're
she
right,
would.
though, you are right, though, Paul. There is nothing funny about this, though. Really, it's not.
No, that's what she herself has said, that we should try and keep upbeat about it as much as we can.
Well, and even though she's not here, there's a good chance that she's watching this at least.
Yeah. Well, it's well, I mean, it's kind of like a friend of mine who passed away and had my betting slip one time. I won money on, and he had it. So it's like, okay, that that was a bit of morbid humor in a weird way, Damn, I'm a bit hit for 6 by this whole thing.
Well, Sloth Girl did say that for her memorial, she just wanted us to have a bonfire party and dance around the fire singing "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead."
I think I would do have the same thing that there was a British comedian called Spike Milligan, and on his gravestone he's put the words, "I told you I was ill."
Yep.
Yeah.
I want the words, "You're next."
On my tombstone, it should say, "It seemed like a good idea at the time."
Yeah.
Okay, there's Jenny's Ko-Fi link, which is the best way to get money directly to her. Because that's something that
I mean,
she can immediately withdraw, and she would, have some spending money for whatever little luxuries she can still get.
Also, will help with the funeral costs. So even if
anything that's left over, she said her brother and her nephew will be taking care of her affairs, and she has already given them the passwords to all of her accounts. So any money that's left in any of her accounts will be used for her funeral expenses.
Okay. Well, when I'm paid again, I'll chuck some money in, I think.
Sorry, Jenny. I'd try to make jokes if I could. Not an experience I've had, so I wouldn't know what you would even find funny.
Well, and I agree that if she was here joking with us would be different. To be doing it when she's not part of it, seems much more awkward.
Yeah.
But you still have to make it, well, I hope you make it to May 9th because you're going to see that picture. Me wearing that ridiculous blue and white robe with the master's hood.
And what is that supposed to look like?
I'm finishing up my master's degree in a couple of weeks here.
Oh, that.
Oh, awesome.
Congratulations, Mazel tov.
Awesome.
And I've told Jenny she's going to live to see me take the picture or see the picture I take of it. Of course, that's not really up to me, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, Jenny, if you're listening, you better bloody well hang on until then at least, all right?
Okay, so you managed to pass the final on whips and rope bondage?
Yes, that's because those are definitely classes you have to take for a computer science degree.
No, they're things you have to know to be a master.
I think that's to be a dom, not necessarily a master.
Well, you just gotta get yourself a laser screwdriver and fight the doctor a few dozen times.
You mean a sonic screwdriver?
No, laser screwdriver. The master
Then
had a
you
laser
can be the
screwdriver.
doctor.
Yeah, like
Not a sonic screwdriver?
A laser.
I've often wondered if the master ever defeated the doctor, does he become the doctor?
Probably not. He did defeat the doctor at one point, but then he lost.
Yeah.
So aren't the Time Lords like names just descriptions of kind of like what they do. The doctor fixes things.
Yeah, they're
Sorta.
basically self-chosen titles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
nothing
know.
up the names.
I know a bit. I'm not like a great expert in Doctor Who lore, to be honest, but
I am. I was never too fond of the John Sims Master. I thought it was a bit too wacky. But he grew on me. He grew on me.
You know what I've always wondered about is the Master's regenerated so many times. Why didn't he just generate into the same image as Doctor Who and basically run around the universe as his evil twin?
Do they have any control over how they regenerate? Like what form they take?
Apparently they can. At least now in the newer versions they can.
Even back to the Tom Baker days.
But well, it depends. It varies because
Yeah.
when Romana regenerated from Romana 1 to Romana 2, she chose who she regenerated into, and she even went through a few different people before the Doctor finally allowed her to regenerate into Princess Astra.
The Doctor still can't nail that redhead.
Doctor Who has been running for so long. I'm sure you can find something that contradicts something else somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking of too, was the Romana thing, because it's like one of the ones that she regenerated into was one of the Doctor's former companions. And he said, no.
What about if Doctor Who regenerates into a Dalek?
That would be interesting.
To happen.
That would be really interesting.
I think it has to be humanoid.
I don't know.
That's the other thing I've wondered about is, why does the Doctor always have to be human? Couldn't he regenerate into, some alien, even if it was roughly humanoid, just some alien that was clearly not human?
He was supposed to be Gallifrey, and then they retconned that so he's something else, and I don't know. The whole damn thing's jumped the shark.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't watched the.
I mean, it kind of. I mean, in a lot of ways, it probably did a lot in the classic Who era as well. But I think it has gotten
not this badly.
To be honest, it has gotten. I haven't really watched much modern Doctor Who since Tennant's first run, honestly.
You missed the real crap then.
I stopped watching when the female came.
Well, actually, there was another female Doctor Who before Jodie Whittaker, but it's non-canonical.
Oh,
that was
Joanna Lumley.
Joanna Lumley, yeah.
Joanna Lumley of the new Avengers.
Yeah.
The only thing she could do was run very fast.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time to share the site haiku. As the Doctors go, Tom Baker is the best one. Suck it, Dave Tennant.
I mean, I would say Baker and Tennant are probably my two favourites, but they're very different Doctors, Yeah. I mean, I have a bit of a soft spot for Sylvester McCoy myself as well, but
okay, I see that.
But have any of them been manipulated by Elam Garrick into killing a Romulan senator in order to bring the Romulans into the war to save the Alpha Quadrant?
It's a fake.
It's a fake.
I like Peter Capaldi.
I always say I like Capaldi, actually. For the few episodes I saw of it, I like Capaldi. Some of the scripts I didn't think were that great, but he did well with them.
Yeah.
But he was so weird.
Capaldi could have been a really good Doctor, but they gave him such shit to work with.
Yeah, really.
I mean, to be honest, like to this day, Peter Capaldi's greatest role ever for the rest of his day is going to be as Malcolm Tucker from the thick of it. Definitely.
But I really wanted to like Jodie, because I really liked her in Broadchurch.
So,
She was brilliant.
She was not a good pick for the Doctor.
Mage, I have a question for you that you might
Oh.
be able to answer that's not about Doctor Who, because I saw something earlier.
What?
Is it true that, like, Beast is going to become the new major X-Men villain?
Yes.
Who?
Beast. Oh no.
Not Beast.
He's gonna
No.
have a white. He's gonna have like gray or white fur, and he's gonna be some kind of antagonist.
Well, the problem is Magneto isn't coming off as villainous anymore, I guess.
Well, they tried to make Magneto a good guy and make Xavier think that Magneto's way was correct, and they really fucked up X-Men all around.
Yeah, they tried to make Magneto into a sympathetic villain, and yeah.
Well, look, I mean, I'd say it's quite fair enough to make Magneto is a sympathetic villain.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, but his way is still bad.
Yeah.
It's like you can sympathise and understand
Where he
why
comes
he
from.
feel, where he comes from.
Yeah, that's exactly
Well,
that's how his character is supposed to be. But
I think also
later
the
on.
political climate has not helped, because the X-Men was always about racism from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
quite.
not
Necessarily. But that's not exactly true. Early on, it was actually not, but they realized early on that it fits that scenario very well.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind
I
that
just think that in the current climate, then that isn't
Yeah.
hitting people the same way as it
I
did
think,
a few decades back.
I mean, really, not so much racism, but bigotry in general. I think if you were any minority, whether you were racial minority, whether you like LGBTQ,
any outsider,
you could identify with the X-Men.
Yeah,
You
any
know, that
outsider, even if if you're like being the nerds or geeks in school that were the outcasts, anyone fits that bill, and that was the beauty of X-Men.
listen, Deadpool said it
Magneto
best.
was my favorite villain.
Deadpool said it best in Deadpool 2. It's like, do you know what the X-Men are? And he's like, an outdated metaphor for racism in the 60s.
Yeah, but since Disney got his claws in the
Disney likes to
Marvel
fuck up
universe
everything.
and in Doctor Who and in everything, they can really destroy
Wait.
everything.
When did Disney get into Doctor Who?
They were funding the last couple seasons.
Oh, okay. So it's not like they own the BBC. Okay. I was gonna say it's still a BBC property, but
It's still a BBC. I mean, it's not the BBC are quite capable of fucking things out themselves without Disney.
I was gonna say without Disney's help.
But apparently there was some rumors that Disney was having a lot of sway with what was going on in the last couple seasons.
As much as I got a lot of love for the BBC, I also know that they are quite capable of fucking up their things their own.
Well, unfortunately, the BBC News is not what it used to be.
Well, let's put it this way. There are two things I don't want to see. A British Star Trek, because it's fundamentally American, or an American Doctor Who.
Yeah.
There's also one thing I don't want to see. I want to see that is a British Red Dwarf and not the American Red Dwarf.
But Red Dwarf has always been a mix of like American and British science fiction. That's what makes it so great.
Well,
yeah, but they tried to make an American version of it, but it absolutely bombed.
Yeah, Danny Jones did the cat in both, though, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
It was also a mistake for them to try to make an American Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I think that could have worked if they were into it, but it's just that movie was not good.
Yeah.
That movie wasn't the greatest representation of that.
Which one? The latest one?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. I didn't think. I mean, I was quite a fan of the old TV series. I've got. I've got the original book Hitchhiker's Guide. I haven't read the whole series. So I've got.
That the movie was produced by Douglas Adams, but he died halfway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but As for
But
Red
he was
Dwarf,
one of the executive producers.
Red Dwarf needs to be like a mix of British and Americans working on it because that's what made Red Dwarf what it was.
Did you know that part of where the Hitchhiker's Guide came from was that before that Douglas Adams for a time had been a script editor for Doctor Who?
Yeah, he wrote
Yeah,
some of the Tom
yeah, he
Baker
Oh
did.
scripts.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I personally wouldn't mind an American actor playing Doctor Who, so long as it was well written.
No.
No.
It's not that I don't want an American actor. I don't want an American Doctor Who production.
Oh,
Right.
right.
I wouldn't want an American actor
there
as
was-
Doctor Who anyway either.
Well, there was the thing, the one off in the mid-90s, wasn't there? Which was like a joint, like BBC and I forget which US
Fox.
network did it with Fox. Was it with the Paul McGann as the doctor? Which I always think, like Paul McGann, he got a run. He would have been
Yes.
a great doctor. He really would have been. He's just the right kind of.
All right. I don't know what
executive to
universe.
be a-
Apparently,
Right.
there's
Read the
a lot of
Doctor.
great, Big Finish stories with Paul McGann.
So
I want to start listening to them.
I have a question. Do the movies Highlander 2, Star Trek 5, and Star Wars The Phantom Menace exist in your universe?
Anything after the first Highlander film to me does not exist in the Highlander universe.
Yeah.
So that must be the universe where that whole like American Doctor Who television thing happened, right?
Well, see, there would be a fundamental problem with an American Doctor Who series because he would have to wait for a pre-authorization from the insurance company before he could save the planet.
I think it was just like a movie that Fox aired like in the 90s. I know what he's talking about.
I think that it was. I think the idea originally was to be a feature length pilot, but it never got past that. But I mean, yeah, Paul McGann could have been a very good doctor. He is the right. I mean, Paul McGann missed out on a couple of iconic roles in the 90s because he was originally cast in this like historical drama called Sharp to play the lead role, and he got injured during filming, and so they brought in Sean Bean to play this character. It's a Napoleonic Wars drama, Sharp, and then Sean Bean ended up completely owning the role. And what I say, because I'm a big fan of historical novels. I love the Sharp series, and Richard Sharp is a character that is so tough that not even Sean Bean can get him killed. You know. But originally, that Paul McGann was the guy cast to do that.
But now I can't imagine anyone else.
One American.
Well, in fact, on the sofa, I was going to say, the actual author Bernard Cornwell loved Sean Bean so much that he started when he started to write some more Sharp books. He had to put in a bit of a background somehow that Sharp ended up in Yorkshire and got the accent because originally he'd written Sharp as a Londoner.
Oh, right.
So, but he loved Sean Bean that much that he had to somehow figure out how Sharp got his Yorkshire accent. Let's face it, Sean Bean cannot do a London accent. Sean Bean can do an Irish accent. He's proven that, but he cannot do a London accent.
Yeah.
Can he do a more convincing British accent than Kevin Costner?
That's not difficult. I mean, although I am going to say Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is a guilty pleasure of mine. I love that movie.
It wasn't a bad movie. That wasn't the issue.
Movie. It was a great movie. Yeah, his English accent. Well, apparently he tried to do an English accent originally for it, and he just couldn't.
Because
so they were just like, I'll just do your own accent. But like, to be honest, if Alan Rickman was what made that movie, let's be honest, it was Alan Rickman.
I'm going to scoop his heart out with a spoon.
Yeah.
And how about Robin Hood, Man in Tights?
Yep.
That's funny.
Because, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with a British accent.
One American actor who I would have loved to see as Doctor Who, unfortunately he's dead now, is I think Darren McGavin could have made a great Doctor Who, kind of based on the character he played in The Night Stalker.
I think he'd make a better companion.
Yeah.
And not just Darren McGavin, but Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Where he just like gets caught up in something the Doctor's doing and he's trying to investigate it.
Yeah, if nothing else, it would have made a great crossover episode.
For both of them.
Yeah.
But the Night Stalker only ran for what, 1 season?
Yeah, but it would have been great if, you know, Kolchak was investigating something that he thought was like vampires, and it turned out to be an alien invasion.
Okay, here's a hot take. I think Richard Avedode would make a great Doctor Who.
I think I wanted to learn alchemy, but I found out it would cost an arm and a leg.
Okay. I don't have an answer for this. I do not have an answer for this myself, but I'll just throw this in the question. Who in our YouTube community or we know of would make a good Doctor Who?
Well,
Emma
Howard
Thorne.
Ross seems kind of obvious.
Actually, Porpoise, good shout. Good shout. Emma Thorne, it's a good shout.
Yeah, I could see her doing it.
Emma Thorne?
Yeah.
From YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a really beautiful British voice.
And Creaky Blinder.
Creaky, yeah, Creaky.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Creaky Blinders?
I actually think, okay, Emma Thorne as Doctor Who and Kent Hovind as the Master could be quite entertaining.
Now, Aaron Ra, I could see as Terry Pratchett's death.
Yeah.
We have a vote for Peter Falk as the Doctor.
Yeah.
I cannot get my. Maybe possibly Peter Falk as Doctor. I don't know. Yeah.
So have we talked about Doctor Who almost as long as we've talked about potatoes?
No, I don't think so. I think the potatoes still win.
How about I wonder what if Peter Sellers would be Doctor Who?
The guy from Doctor Strangelove?
Yeah, and Chief Inspector Clouseau.
Yep.
Was that Robert? Oh,
Yeah.
he was Chief Inspector. Okay.
Chief Inspector Clouseau speaking on the film.
I was thinking of Roberto Benigni.
Did you know that in the last Pink Panther movie, Peter Sellers was already, really deathly ill?
No, he was dead. Back in the last Pink Panther. You mean But in the last Pink Panther film, that was the trails of the Pink Panther. They used all kinds of these scenes that were left on the cutting floor.
Well, but okay, the last one that he was actually alive for, though, he was having trouble speaking, so they actually had Rich Little impersonating him and dubbing the voice over.
Well, at least that's better than what they do now, which is just use AI to mimic his voice and deliver his lines.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm not sorry that James Earl Jones actually signed over the rights for Disney to use his voice, so that voice can continue to be Darth Vader.
And
Peter Sellers is Darth Vader.
And Mufasa, if they ever somehow do that again.
Yeah, they just gotta stop trying to do live actions of animated shows.
They're just trying to maintain the rights to those properties. It's kind of stupid. But
Disney has become creatively bankrupt.
Become.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're that That horse left the barn a long time ago, cowboy.
Well, I think the problem is that the executives are afraid to let the writers try anything new. They want to stick to stuff that they know made money in the past.
Well, not even doing that.
And destroy it.
How many? All right, I know Mage has probably heard of them, but how many of you know about Glitch Productions? Or just Glitch?
Well, what were some of
Who is
something they
Glitch,
made?
and did you say something about Darth Vader?
Glitch, they started with something called SMG4.
Want me to say?
They also did Murder Drones.
They're the Amazing Digital Circus.
The Amazing Digital Circus is their current one.
Okay.
They have the creator of the Owl House working on a very much show that is roasting Disney called Knights of Guinevere.
I need to see that.
I saw the Knights of Guinevere pilot.
And they have something that's called the Glasslight District.
I saw the pilot of that. That was actually not bad.
But yeah, they're like eating Disney's lunch right now, and because they let creators do what they want. And they let stories die, come to an end.
Yeah. You need an ending for your stories. Can you imagine that?
Wow. They
Right
live happily ever after.
Probably not always.
Right now we have media conglomerates that have like these franchises they don't want to let go of, even though it doesn't make sense. It's like, I get that Star Wars has like this universe where we can tell thousands of stories, and Star Trek, same thing, but it's like, let the Matrix die. We didn't need a fourth Matrix movie. The Starship Troopers did not need to like.
I'm honestly not sure we need the second and third Matrix movies, to be honest. But
yeah.
The second was okay. The third could have been told much better.
I want to smack the shit out of whoever invented the Matrix movie for starting so many conspiracy theories and sending so many people down the rabbit hole.
I mean, James.
I also, in my opinion, the people who've used the language from the Matrix, like red pilling or whatever, to be honest, those are kind of people I think completely miss the point of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's an allegory for the trans woman experience.
Yeah.
So it makes total sense to be adopted by transphobes.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, goddamn, the next time I hear Andrew Tate talk about the bloody Matrix, you know, it's like...
Well, anybody who starts to, argue about the Matrix being real or saying things like, how can you tell you're not a brain in the jar? And I just take a very pragmatic approach to that it doesn't matter. I may be in the Matrix, I may be a brain in the jar. Whatever the situation, I have no choice but to respond to the reality that I perceive.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Perps. Yes. That's because, I've had that kind of question before, like the hard solipsism thing of, am I just a brain in the vat somewhere? Am I actually on this live stream right now, or is my whole world, all of you, just something I'm projecting? It's like, in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Listen,
assuming we were all our brains in jars, would that be tanks for the memory?
All I'd say is if
Thanks for the memories, yes.
The only use I found for solipsism is to troll Nick Suter on his In Time show.
Oh Christ!
Which we haven't done for a while, nor have I made any recursion jokes.
No, I haven't watched Nick's in a long time.
Fortunately, I only ever have to make one recursion joke, and I just keep making callbacks to it.
Yeah. Well, I would say Nick might be an argument for building a universe within In Time, because it's we at in time, we in that time, and it's very much the royal we. So that's all I'll say about that.
Honestly, it's like, I mean, all of us have had YouTube, or can't say all of us. Most of us have had YouTube channels at some point. Most of us do.
I'll say this, Porpoise. Obviously, you and I didn't necessarily start off on the right foot because of maybe communities that I was in the time.
Let's not
yet. Well, it's not. I don't want to relitigate stuff, but let's just say I'm kind of very much on your side on this issue right now with that particular person. So, and I'm glad I'm out of. I'm glad I'm away from that guy. Let's put it that way.
The thing is, everyone who came through that has decided it's like the best thing to do is ignore him.
Yeah, I mean, I've half been tempted to do some reactions to some of his ridiculous bloody Facebook posts, but I'm like, I don't think I want to give him any more attention.
I mean, if I ever lose my current job and have to do something to make money again, I probably will try to do YouTube again. And I assume one of the things I will do is resurrect the McRae Mondays one time.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And I'd probably join you for it if you ever had to as well. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that guy, that guy.
I have never given McRae attention.
Well, to my everlasting shame, yes, I was quite friendly with him at one time, and it took me maybe longer than it should have done to realise that the guy was an arsehole. But
well, not as long as some.
Yeah, it's also how we should have dealt with Trump when he first came on the scene. The media should not have given him attention.
Yeah.
They should have pretended he was like the least interesting person in the world.
Yeah.
I have to make a real effort to irritate Ken Ham. Because that was the one goal that when I started my channel was that Paula once said that anyone who Ken Ham calls out by name will get a guest spot on his show. So I have to irritate Ken Ham enough so that he calls me out so that then I can hold Paula to that.
Actually, Perks, you've just given me a reason to think about coming back to YouTube, actually, because myself and One Ring had a little contest going on Twitter for a while to see who could get blocked by Greg Locke first. And one Ring beat me by like 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the other little thing we were saying is one of us has to get on Whack an Atheist by Kent Hovind at some point. Now, Ring's been off of YouTube for a while, so I'm thinking if I come back and do some Hovind videos, I might have a chance of winning this one.
I think they have to get some kind of attention because, first of all, his attention's been on Creaky Blinder.
To be fair, normally Hovind. Well, I do have a little bit of advantage. I'm British. He does not like British YouTubers, so.
Well, Kent Hovind does like to do the Whack an Atheist thing, so.
Well, somehow Clint from Clint Perceptuals got into the Whack an Atheist. He's not an atheist.
Oh, good grief! Sorry, just some bit of local news came across my feed. And it was one of my introductions to the city I live in.
I must make a move, guys. I got to go get some sleep, so I shall see you later.
Well, okay.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
What I do hold up is, one of my greatest achievements online is that I got blocked by Frank Turek on Twitter. Because I was commenting on a abortion argument, and I asked him for evidence, and he blocked me immediately. Just because I asked him for a citation to back up one of his claims.
Oh, right.
I never need
got
to.
blocked for quoting the United States Constitution once.
Oh, come on. I've blocked so many people on Twitter at this point. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one cares that I blocked them. I've never
No,
understood. Sorry, go ahead.
People block you for such stupid reasons.
Let's see. I think the most famous person who's blocked me was Leslie Jones for saying that the 2016 Ghostbusters movie didn't count in the rest of the canon.
Ah.
I didn't even think it was bad. I just don't like Leslie Jones.
I thought it was terrible. But that wasn't even my argument. My argument was that it was in its own separate canon. That wasn't part of the rest of the canon.
And I just have to wonder, it's like, why don't I like Leslie Jones? I mean, I find her characters on Saturday Night Live highly irritating, and I think that's part of it.
Mm. Well, you know, and there's a lot of people who have been good comedians that they tried to put them in a movie or TV show and found out that they were lousy actors. You know, because it's a different skill set from telling jokes to try and consistently play the same character.
Yeah, that's true.
That's okay. I can't act or tell jokes, so we're good.
Yeah, well, that puts you right up there in the rank with a lot of people that have been on Saturday Night Live.
Or on stage at an open mic night.
Yeah, but on an open mic night, you expect that because, you know, an open night mic, you're figuring that this is a bunch of people who have not tried public speaking before.
Well, open mic comedy night, it's just generally, it's like comedians are trying out new material, and sometimes it's just people having fun.
Right. You know, and you're not paying for it, so people aren't upset about it if it winds up being a bad show.
And there's always like some gems in the rough. So.
Yep.
And mostly the local version is just we're here to like start singing karaoke badly, so we don't care. I don't know.
Well, and with any luck, by the time it's your turn to get up there, people have drank enough that they'll laugh at anything.
I've had, I don't know. I was going to say, some of my jokes are terrible. Most of them.
Well, then you should stop writing them on paper.
What would be good?
Would it be good to hand out edibles just before you hit the stage?
I would like to remind you that that is illegal in my state.
Knowing my luck, I'll go up on stage. Still a bunch of jokes about how bad Trump is, and my whole audience will be MAGA.
Well, that's okay. Then they'll be cheering for you.
What's that? Oh.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Someone has a phone.
That was my phone. I'll be back in a minute.
You're leaving us alone unsupervised. You do know that.
One of us is a teacher. And I want to behave exactly the way my students do. So I'm going to be on my cell phone playing games while ignoring whatever we're supposed to be doing. Actually, that's not one. Actually, most of my students
the principal doesn't see it.
Most of my students are pretty good, actually. But every teacher will know it's like there are some students that just sit there and play games.
Yeah.
And at this time of year. Yeah.
There was a math teacher at my high school that was completely and utterly useless. And that he would even golf while math class was going on. He literally had a mat and he would be putting while the class was going on that he was supposed to be teaching.
So that's a good way to teach how to calculate trajectories.
I don't. was gonna say this time of
He
year,
took the class on a trip to his fucking golf course and used that as an excuse, actually.
At this time of year, it's like I'm just ready for the year to be over. It's like I know, and it's one of those weird things where my energy for the rest of the year mirrors that pretty much that of my students. It's like, can we please just let this end?
Yeah.
And I have to try to remember. It's like, no, be a cheerleader. But it's like no, It's like let's just get to your final.
And he was either a sympathizer of the white supremacists in the high school or just really, really afraid of them. So he was worthless all around.
Now, see, Porpoise, you should just tell all your students that it's going to be a really tough final so that you're going to give them the whole month to study for it and you'll be there to answer questions.
Yeah, if I tell them I give them a whole month to study, you know what they'll do?
Studying the
Play
last
video
couple
games
last
for
night.
a month.
Yes, that's exactly what most of them will do. Play video games or watch TikTok the entire month.
Yeah,
But the point is, you won't have to come up with lesson plans for the month.
Yeah, you spend in 29 days playing video games and you spend the day cramming. That's how it goes.
Listen, I'm afraid they actually pay me to teach. And as much as I would love to bring my Switch 2 in and just start on Breath of the Wild and finish up the Outer Worlds, I'm going to wait until the finals week when I'm not grading to do that.
Well, you always use video games to teach math.
You know, Mage, I tried that once, that we had a month to do a term paper. So I screwed around for 29 days and then tried to do it all in one night. Unfortunately, the assignment was in February. Cue the crickets.
It's okay. Not every joke lands. And I'm just... Oh, well. Hey, speaking of which...
Okay, actually, I should wrap it up here. I don't know what's going on, but I keep getting phone calls, so I'd better find out why people are bothering me.
What's this social thing going on here?
Well, I'm sure that it's not social. I'm sure it's probably more likely that somebody has some type of repairs they need me for. And also, I do have a group this evening, so I gotta sort that out. And
I have to watch
my group.
3 more lectures and 3 more meetings for the research, but I don't think the professor knows what he's doing at this point because I don't even know why we're doing what we're doing.
3 more lectures, so you got a chance to catch up on your sleep this week.
Hey, these may be the last lectures I ever have to take formally after watch for a course.
Okay. All right. So
Hi, Athena.
Let's go around. Okay, Athena, what have you got coming up?
Apparently, my leg.
So, Porpoise, I know you're going to be busy with finishing up the school year. You going to be doing anything on YouTube?
Well, if you've been following my YouTube channel, there have been a ton of bad math jokes posted recently.
Yeah, I've been seeing the Clapper stuff.
Well, the Clapper, those are mostly political, but on Clapper, I just hit 9,500 followers.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect to be at 10K, up to 10,000 by May, but Clapper's a little weird. I mean, I'd much rather have 10,000 YouTube followers than 10,000 Clapper. But if you want to follow me on Clapper, it's Mad Computer Scientist. It's mostly political satire and jokes targeting the Trump administration. YouTube, it's like the Sinister Porpoise channel has been coming back. I really could use subscribers for it again. Athena would subscribe if she had a YouTube account. And Be excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Okay. Mike.
Yes.
What's coming up on the sofa?
Well, I live stream every Thursday. I talk about American and UK politics every Thursday at 10 p.m. British time. And there's a segment from the live stream posted just about every day.
Yep. So 10 p.m. Eastern time be like 5 or 6 hours ahead of us, depending which time zone we're in. So
yeah,
that's that should be right around supper time for a lot of people in the U.S.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 4 or 5 p.m. I think.
Yep. Okay, Commander, what you up to?
I'm going to hopefully produce either a recording of making fun of Shenbot twisting in the wind, trying to explain Donald Trump's bullshit, while inadvertently blaspheming himself to he makes no sense according to just regular logic or the logic of his own religion. So just poking fun at him twisting in the wind, either a recording or a live stream. Haven't figured out what. I know I keep saying this and then I get sidetracked here, but eventually it's going to happen. I'm also almost done with the Bridge of the Kraken.
No.
The Bridge of the Trident is smaller, so that will be easier.
Yeah,
and then we'll get going with the
detail
Guide
level.
to the Galaxy. Yeah, I should have just used a bunch of AI generated backgrounds and just be done with it.
But that would be cheating. Okay, Ned.
As usual, I'm the most boring one. I just do nothing. Still plans, but it keeps being plans.
So Ivy needs to nag you more to get something done, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine that anyone would ever use AI-generated backgrounds.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
It's almost as bad as people using static avatars.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty bad too.
Okay, Mage. How are things coming for you?
Not too bad. Just trying to get did some world building on my story. Like I said, I have studies in Molly's birthday, so if anyone wants, it's in their gift. I'll be doing the midnight show tomorrow if get everybody in. It's pretty much about it. Like I got it going for right now. I'm not sure how Greg's going
Midnight
to be
is 6
tomorrow.
a.m. for me.
Okay. I can still not see the MidAmerica group on YouTube. And I don't know if there is any possibility of actually getting any kind of response from anyone. I don't even know how to even send a complaint on YouTube or on Twitter, rather.
Oh,
I believe
absolutely impossible.
I believe you pay Elon Musk $3 billion and he will consider listening to you.
Well, so at this point, I may not have any choice, and I may have to only be able to do all this stuff through my Discord. So I need everybody to join my Discord now, just so you can get the links for the show.
Oh, not being able to use Twitter will be so terrible. I've not been waiting for an excuse to abandon it for over a year now.
Just out of curiosity, try clicking in the thing that says chat on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
You tried that? Okay. Because I know sometimes it works with when things are not appearing.
Yeah, well, that's I go to notifications and then I click on the chat thing, but yeah, and that's the only one that's not coming up. I can see everything else.
It's weird.
So I'm wondering. Well, I was in it when my connection went down. So I'm wondering if somehow when my connection went down, if it, somehow unsubscribed me from my own group or something. But so, yeah, I may not be able to ever get back into that. Anyway, other than that, I'll just be back here next week, same time.
Nope, you're still listed as a
Love you
member.
all. Meow.
Yeah, well, that's a couple of people now are telling me that I'm still listed as the administrator, but
Yeah.
I can't see it.
That's weird.
Have you tried buying Twitter and restarting it? I'm not sure that was a joke.
I'm sure the world would do much better if we could unplug Elon Musk and not plug him in again.
Well, if you can find who's feeding him his ketamine habit, they might be able to help you with that.
So anyway, I have been forgetting to thank our subscribers the last couple of weeks, which I am terribly sorry, because these people are helping me keep going and making sure I can pay the internet bill every month. So thanks to Sandy Shore, Robert X, Kitty the Atheist, ReGios, Greg Hartwick, Junie, and still a endowment from the Lavender Lady coming in each month. So with that, we will wish you all a goodbye. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract to the population. Don't wind up in the newspaper, hospital,
unless it's for good
or
reasons.
jail.
That's the newspaper. You can't end up in the jail for good reasons, generally.
Well, actually, you can wind up in jail for a lot of good reasons, mostly to do with protesting Trump. So until next week, bye-bye all.
Be gay, do crimes.
Bye, Bill.